Down with love, let's do away all its friends, like moon and June and roses and rainbows ends. Down with songs that moan about night and day. Down with love, take it away.
Dana Bauer, so good to see you.
Good to see you, Michael.
You look like you're kind of low in the house there. What's going on?
This is just my optimum setup for various camera angles and lighting. I like a really bright light. I'd like to have the option where if I wanted to perform eye surgery, I could.
Okay, I understand that. Now, I think I know all the different things you do, and we're going to talk about them all. But one of the things I know you're most noted for doing is a million different instruments playing the shows downtown San Francisco and around the Bay Area. How many times did you play Wicked?
Probably about 1,000 during our long run. Gosh, about 10 years ago, I did 783, and I only know this because they gave me a trophy at the end because I didn't sub out, and that was the number on it. But through different various runs, probably about 1,000. And I played the Les Mis tour for 6 years, and so it was probably about 1,000 of that.
Yeah,
so both great shows to play a lot of.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a lot of music in both of those shows. It's nonstop. So why don't you just do a quick list of your doubles for those?
I'm mainly an oboe player. So with Wicked, I was oboe and English horn. And with the long play version of Les Mis, it was oboe, English horn, clarinet, saxophone. But I also play flute. And did I mention clarinet? I don't remember.
You mentioned clarinet, but I happen to know recorder very well because you came to my church and actually did some recorder work.
I played recorder. Yep. And I played it in public on several occasions. So I play alto and tenor sax and soprano sax as well. And sometimes piccolo and sometimes bass clarinet. You're always kind of behind the 8 ball if you're a doubler. Your next gig will be on all of the instruments that have been sitting in the corner of your house for a while thinking, I should get to that one of these days. I don't even know how to put this together.
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. And that's just one aspect of your life, because you have another whole secret side of your life as a vocalist, and I've known that and worked with you in that capacity. And there's some recordings and regular gigs around town.
Well, it's not intentionally a secret. Maybe this is coming off as a secret, but yes, I do a lot of jazz vocals. I had a beautiful album produced by you.
Oh my gosh, that's right. I did do that.
In my own voice. Well, I think with vibes too.
Yes,
Yes.
All right, and now there's one other aspect too. Besides the vocal thing, there's more things with your voice. So what else have we got there?
I do voiceover work. Very compatible with being a musician hours-wise. Because even though voiceover it's acting in the service of advertising, but it happens during business hours. So yes, I've been doing voiceover. I started taking classes when I got off the road in the late 90s. And I've been doing it, slugging away at it ever since. Some years are good, some years are bad. Like that John Denver song, some days are diamonds, some days are stone. But I love it. It has opened me up to a whole bunch of other smart, nice people and an interesting perspective on the world. And every time I think I've found my niche, it leaves me and I have to find another niche.
So tell me, when you do these voiceovers, is some of these things like move to the back and open the door to the left and good evening and welcome to...
That is my dream, to get one of those gigs. I've auditioned for those. It is my dream to be ubiquitous. Like to have one of those. Please exit to the right. Oh, I would love that. I have done audition. I did an audition every once in a while, especially if you're in the Bay Area, you get an audition for what I call fake Siri. And I think, this is going to be one. This is going to be my fake Siri gig. And, not yet. But what I've done, I do a lot of 30-second radio. I've ended up doing a lot of political ads because I can say a lot of words in a short period of time. And I've come to really love them. I've done some video games, not a ton of it. I love me an attack ad.
Okay, well, let's do this. Why don't we learn a little bit more about the voiceover technique and what you need around, or how do you build this into your house? What can you do? And I think you're going to show us, right?
I'm going to show you. I will say many voiceover artists, very successful voiceover artists, are able to set up a studio in their closet. Closet is a great place to have a studio. All you need is a good mic, someplace where you can see your copy. You know, you print it out and pin it to your clothes and stick them and get a really good microphone. And that is all you need. You do not need to spend a ton of money unless you live with other people or animals who will not let you work in peace. In which case, you have to kick it up a notch.
And I think you're going to show us about that. And I'm grateful to hear this. And I think then after that, you're going to give us a little quickie tour of just the general software. It's not like it's really rocket science, right? It's just...
Nope.
Okay, so I have a feeling that by the end of this interview, I'll know how you do what you do. Is that true?
Let's hope so.
Okay.
And then you can explain it to me.
Okay, well, let's go get it. All right, we'll see you back in a minute.
Hey, everybody. On today's episode of Hoarders, here is my rig. This is my whisper room. It sits very nicely inside the cluttered garage of my suburban tract house near the airport. I ordered it from Whisper Room about 10 years ago, I'd say, and it came in a whole bunch of boxes, and my husband, Russ, assembled it within a matter of hours. Now, the paint by numbers, I did myself, and that took weeks. The Whisper Room does not block out all the airplane noise or the leaf blower noise from outside or the barking dogs, but it does help, and it's nice to have a small, isolated space in which to record. Let's take a look inside, shall we? As you can see, it's pretty small. It's small because larger would have cost more, but it's got everything a person could want, except for ventilation. For that, again, that costs more, so I just open the door when it gets too stuffy. The most important part of any voiceover artist's rig, of course, is the microphone. This is a Shure SM7B mic. I've had it for about 6 months. I had a Sennheiser before, but this is a much better fit for the space and for my voice. I love it. This is a windscreen because I'm a pea popper. The mic is plugged into something very familiar to most of you, a Scarlett Focusrite preamp. This is a gift from Patty Duke, if you can believe it. When I played Wicked downtown about 10, 12 years ago, she was one of the stars, and she gave everybody one of these lovely Swarovski crystal hearts. So I keep it for luck. There are a lot of programs for recording voiceover. Everyone has their favorite. Mine is something called Hindenburg Journalist. It was created for podcasters to use, so it's very user-friendly if you're just recording one voice. I like it because it's very easy to edit. I like the way it looks. I like as little friction as possible between me and the finished product. I don't want to have to think about tech stuff, so that's why it's a great program for me to use. Now, when I record, if I have a script, I often read it on my iPad, or if it's long and I need to make a lot of notes and write pronunciation notes or mark in breaths, I'll print it out and put it on the music stand right here so I can get really close to the mic. These are great microphones if you're doing a very sotto voce read. Let's do one just to show you how it works. I will hit record here and say, Michael Hatfield is a national treasure. There you go. It automatically boosts the volume. I love that it's super easy to edit, so we can just edit out all of my breaths and all of the slurping that nobody wants to hear. And we'll do a playback that you'll hear it played back on these nice little, very dusty Bose speakers. Here we go. Michael Hatfield is a national treasure.
And he is. Now, if this were an audition, I would hit save, label the file, convert it to an MP3, and post it to my agent's website. And then try not to think about it anymore. It's like making an ice sculpture and setting it in the sun. You just have to walk away. As I said, the whisper room blocks out a lot of noise. It doesn't block out the airplanes, but it does keep the cats off of my computer keyboard, which is the main reason why I got it. But I love it. So, everyone, here is my rig. Back to you, Michael.
Well, just when you thought it was safe, we're going to have Dana go a little more in depth. Here we go.
Hindenburg Journalist is so easy, even I can use it. Let's just do a little demo here. So I hit this little red button. I don't know what it's called. And I don't know what this little red button is called either, but I click there. And you can see we're recording. So just to demo, here's a fun little Rumi quote. Where there is ruin, there is hope for a treasure. So now we have recorded that, hopefully. A whole bunch of other stuff. I hit the space bar to make it stop. And there it is in all its glory. So I hit the in button to make it bigger. Look at that. And what I do is bump it up to about 11, which is a number that I picked at random, and it seems to work. So if we do a little playback, hit this little button here, click there, and you can see we're recording. So just to demo. Nobody wants to hear any of that, but I'll just show you. Here's a fun thing you can do with this. Sometimes you need to leave a breath in rather than take them all out. Things sound a little more human and conversational with a breath, but you don't always want to hear that, because that's a kind of a nasty slurpy breath. What you can do is edit out the other mouth noises, and you want a breath, but you don't want that much. You highlight it, and then well, I say I can use it, but probably not to its full capability, but there you go. You can just squish that down a little bit, so it's a delicate, ladylike breath, not the gasp of a dying fish. Isn't that nice? All right.
Hope for a treasure.
There we go. And we just edit all of this out. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye, ladylike breath. We can just move this to the left. And if I look at this a little bit more, let's hear what we've got.
Where there is ruin, there is hope for a treasure.
Yeah. There we go. Again, so easy, even I can use this. Back to you, Michael.
Dana, that was fantastic. I feel like I think I could get in my closet and do what you do.
You could.
I know I could push that little red thingy and make it happen.
You don't have to know what it's called to hit the red thingy.
I'm never forgetting that ever in my life. Thanks so much for helping us out here at Music in Place. We really appreciate your time and involvement to show other people how to get it done. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Bye, Dana.